everyone, this is Sandy Reese with StampinCrew.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I want to welcome you to our weekly tutorial. We've been focusing on retiring product, and we only have a couple weeks left before all of our retiring products are gone forever. So if there's something you really want, make sure to order that by May 3rd, because May 4th are new catalog launches. So I'm super excited about that. Yes, I got my hair cut yesterday. It's a little bit short. I asked for it. I don't know why. Then I also had my nails done, and now they're bright orange. So it's been a weird week for me. Weird week. Every time I look at my nails, I'm like, what was I thinking? I was going for Poppy Parade, that color, and it actually looks like Poppy Parade next to it, but just a load of my hands, it just looks like bright orange. So, you know, we're just going to deal with that. Okay. Hi, we've got Christy on. So last week I asked for some suggestions for something you'd like me to showcase, and I had a couple for Timeless Tulips. However, Timeless Tulips is carrying over into the new catalog, so it is not retiring. It may not be bundled, but it will be in there. So I also had a request for Inspiring Iris, and I really love this set, so so that's the one I chose for this week. Okay, I am going to flip you all upside down. Just excuse my hands and everything while I get this adjusted. And let's go ahead and get you down here for hands-on view. All right. Well, you're a little bit high for my mat, but that's okay. Okay, so this is the Inspiring Iris stamp set. I love this one. It has 3 flowers, has the iris, now I think that's a marigold, that's what I say, and then kind of a little rose here. And then it also has like 4 different sayings, and then a couple of extra little pieces. So, very excited about this one. I also use these Stitch So Sweetly dies. I love these scallop rectangles, so I used a couple of these too. All right. Let's move on to our first project. So the first one we're doing is using one of our basic white note cards and envelopes. I love these things. They fit, they go in the mail. This is actually the smallest size you can fit in the mail. It's 3.5 by 5. So we're going to do this portrait style. And then I have, you know, one of our Stitch So Sweetly die cut pieces and a piece of Pear Pizzazz. And then this is Bumblebee in Color Designer Series paper, which is leaving. We're going to have a new patterns of Designer Series paper. So we need some adhesive. We're just going to grab a little bit of seal, and I'm going to put this on at an angle. This is a nice small little card, so it's just kind of fun. I'm going to do the little hatched design on the front, and I'm going to put this straight across, and all measurements will be posted on my blog later. Okay, this one I love because it's so quick and easy to stamp. So I'm using Pear Pizzazz and Bumblebee for my 2 colors. So we're going to start off with this, it's kind of the filler image. There's an outline, but I'm going to use the filler for this one. I'm not even going to mess with an outline. I'm going to stamp this close to the bottom, just making sure that my stem, this stem right here, is up and down. That's a good way to kind of guide how to place it. All right, let's get our Bumblebee, and we're going to get our flowers. And I kind of looked up colors of irises, and they come in, whoops, all different colors. They come in yellow, purple, pink. So I'm going to do this one in a dark yellow Bumblebee. Isn't that pretty? I mean, how easy to get that beautiful image, 2 quick stamps. And then we're going to stamp, I can't hold on to anything today. We're going to use this sentiment that says, Wishing You the Best. And I think we'll do this in Pear Pizzazz. I'm just going to stamp this up at the top. Wishing You the Best. Isn't that sweet? I love that font. Okay, let's get these closed up. And we'll pop this one up. So let's get some dimensionals. I have some mini ones out today. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Whoops, pulled the whole thing off. Okay, and then let's put this on, we're going to put this on at a different angle. Right there. Then I think I'm going to use some of these Playing with Patterns enamel, or they're resin dots. These are also carrying over, which I'm very excited about. I cut them up for classes, so mine are always just a whole bunch of jumbled mess in there. So we'll do kind of a medium and a small dot there, and we'll do one more small dot up there. And then I'll save some of those big ones for something else. All right, we'll repackage that later. And then, of course, a little bit of Wink of Stella on our flowers, just to add a little bit of bling. And I'm only putting this where the bumblebee ink is. So we're not doing our greenery. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see how pretty? I can't tell. But looks super cute and sparkly there on our flowers. So how quick and easy is that? I love the basic white note cards and envelopes. Okay, so that is project number 1. We have 3 projects using this set today. This one, look how easy this is. I'm just using Highland Heather, some of the Hydrangea Haven designer acetate, which will be in the new catalog actually, and then a little larger of our stitched shapes, stitched scalloped rectangle, right? What is that called? Stitched So Sweetly Dies. I'm terrible with names. Okay, so we have our Highland Heather cardstock. Now on this acetate, on the back, on the silver side of the acetate, there's a film. Okay, so you need to get that film, and I just grab it with my pick tool and then pull that off. Look at that. So you want to make sure you pull that off before you adhere it to your cardstock or wherever you are using it. So I'm just going to use a little seal adhesive on this one. And I'm going to put this, I cut this 5.5 long, so it's going to go top to bottom on my card front. All right, just like that, just to add a little bit of texture and fun bling to it. Now we're going to stamp. So I'm going to take the whole flower outline image, and we're going to ink that up with some Memento. Make sure it's covered well. All right. I'm going to put this closer to the top because I want to stamp a sentiment on the bottom. I'm just going to center it, make sure my stem on the big flower is straight up and down. Okay. Maybe not inked real evenly, but that's okay because we're going to stamp it now and fill it in. So now we're going to use those same stamps we used before, kind of our filler images. So I'm going to do these irises in Highland Heather. So you just want to line it up. I just pick a couple points, 1 point on this flower and 1 on this one, and then line that up. Okay, so we're going to I'm going to go with Just Jade. I said I was going to use Just Jade more often because I don't use this color very much. So I'm going to make it a point to use it more. So I decided I'd use it on this one because greenery can go, you know, a lot of different directions. So I'm making sure that this top bulb is going to fit right in here. And then I'm going to find one other reference point, maybe this leaf right here. And if you find 2 reference points and get those lined up, everything else kind of falls into place. Okay. And this is what kind of a watercolor look, so it's not, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect because it's designed to go outside the lines. All right, so for this sentiment, we're going to use sending hugs, prayers, and lots of love. We can always use a card like that. I'm just going to stamp that in the memento right on the bottom. All right. And then I am just going to adhere this flat. Now you could use all different types of embellishment. You could add some ribbon. You could, you know, put some rhinestones. I'm going to use some of these pastel pearls because they, and see, this is how it goes. I was cleaning out my embellishment drawer the other day, and I had like a ton of these things all cut up for class, so I just consolidated them all into one spot. Okay, so I'm going to grab some pearls. I'm just going to use 3. 3 is the magic number. And they're a little bumpy, so I'm going to tell you what I found out. One of my team members shared, Mary, shared the other day that you can buy a stamp at 75 cents called a butterfly stamp that is a non-machinable stamp, so that if you have big embellishments like maybe a bulky ribbon or some of these tall pearls, you can buy that stamp and it won't go through the machine, and it's guaranteed to get to your destination without requiring extra postage or coming back to you. So FYI, 75 cents non-machinable butterfly stamp. It covers up to 1 ounce postage. So if your card is heavier than 1 ounce, you may need to add extra postage, just FYI. Okay, so also, even though we have pearls and acetate, we must have some glimmer too. Let's just wink that up. This is Wink of Stella, so that's what we call it. Just wink, add some wink on it. Okay. Cute. I don't know if you can see that, but it's there. Trust me. Okay. On to our last project. We're going to clean this up. I love the marigold stamp in this set. So we're going to make a fun, cute spring themed card, spring or summer. I love yellow and orange together. I love orange and pink together. I just love lots of color. All right. Now I feel like this is the wrong color. I wanted this to be green, but it's orange. So we're just going to go with it. Excuse me. My goodness. All right, we're going all kinds of crazy today. Doing different things. All right, so let's get our little marigold stamp out. And we are going to use our outline. Excuse me. We're going to use our outline and just stamp 4 of these in Memento, because marigolds come in all different colors, mostly in shades ranging from yellow to kind of a rust color. Whoop, that one was thickly stamped. I think my pad must be real juicy on one end for some reason. We're going to take that out. I cut an extra piece just in case that happened, because I feel like I re-inked that the other day and it may not all be you know, soaked into the pad evenly. All right, we'll just stitch that one. Okay. So we have our four marigolds. So we're going to color these real quick. I'm going to use for the stems. Wow, I can't see very well. I'm using Granny Apple Green for the stems, and I'm just going to color this. I don't know what this is called. The little bottom of the flower that's green. I feel like at one time I knew what that was called when I was in school probably, and you had to list the parts of the flower. So I remember the stamen, and that's it. the petals and the leaves and the stem. Oh my gosh. And I'm sure I knew all that when my kids were going to school too, because I probably quizzed them on it or checked their homework. But yeah, that's been a while. Been a while since they've been in elementary school education. Okay, so now we're going to color. I'm going to do all different shades of yellow and orange. So we're going to start with Mango Melody. So I'm just using some of the dark mango to do a few little, you know, shadows in there, and then very quickly just do a light mango over it. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. Next one, let's do Daffodil. So we're going to start with some dark shading there with our dark daffodil. And then we'll fill it in with light. I like this marigold because it doesn't have a bunch of coloring, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It can just be quick. All right, now we're going to go with Pumpkin Pie. So let's do some dark, a little bit of dark shading in there. Just dark squiggly lines, that's all we're doing. And then light to fill in. Okay, light. And last but not least, we're going to go with Cajun Craze. I get those confused on saying them, Crushed Curry and Cajun Craze, because they're very similar in wordage. Is that a word? I don't know. Okay, just filling it in with the light Cajun Craze. Okay. All right, I think I'm gonna have to need new glasses where I can see better up close because I can't see from a 1 foot distance to color these. My goodness. Okay, now I want to add a word. So the word I'm just gonna use thanks. I'm gonna do a quick thank you. And this thanks is curved. You can see that. All the other sentiments are straight. This one is curved. And I really think it's because it can go over the flower like that, although I didn't leave room for that, so I have to do this differently. So let me give you a fun tip to make a fun little curved banner. I'm going to use the Story Label Punch. This one is retiring, but we do have a new punch that you can use the same way that will be in the new catalog. But what I'm going to do, and I just used a small scrap. So here's tip number 2. If your paper's too small, you can grab a Post-it note and use that to hold it, make a little handle. All right. So I'm going to stamp below the thanks first. I'm going to go low right here. So I'm just looking. Can you see that? Thanks. And I'm going right below it and punch that out. Now when I go above it, I can see and do right about the same amount of border, and I'm going to punch that again. All right. Now it will have some weird ends, but we don't need that. So we're going to take our paper snips, and I'm just going to flag the end. You can cut it straight, or do a point or whatever you like. But I'm just going to cut a little flag on each side and cut off all that extra nonsense we don't need. Just like that. So you can make, if you have a little sentiment that's small, you can make your own little banner to go with it. Isn't that cute? All right, now we're going to assemble. So I'm going to start, let's start with this one. I want to make sure I cut this in the right dimensions. Okay, I did cut it right. I just cut the wrong color. I wanted Granny Apple Green. I'll show you what it looks like, but we'll go with pumpkin pie for today. And we're just having, it's a very thin border. So start one, and then we're gonna do, that's the daffodil, and then we'll put pumpkin pie next to it. All right, leaving that same small border, and then we'll do the Cajun Craze down here. Okay, right there, and then mango on this side. Isn't that cute? Okay, let's get the Wink of Stella back out. We've got to Wink of Stella all of our adorable marigolds. Marigolds are a pretty fall color, but they look pretty in the summer too. These are my favorite fall ones. Okay. All right, so ready for assembly. I'm going to take our daffodil card base, and then this is a piece of pumpkin pie designer paper, which is leaving. This pattern is leaving. We'll have new ones in the new catalog. It's just different patterns. I don't use that enough. I really need to use this more often because it's so cute. Okay. And then we're going to lay this on right there, and then of course pop up our adorable little banner that we made with a couple mini dimensionals. Okay, and you can pop this up anywhere, right in the middle. I'm going to put it, I don't know, what do you think? Maybe right here, right in the middle of that bottom right one. Cute. Okay, I had a sample I made last night where I used the Granny Apple Green. I put the thanks down here, but that's the difference. I almost think I like the pumpkin pie better. Now that I look at them together, I don't know. Which ones do you think? Do you think pumpkin pie background or Granny Apple Green? I don't know. I think I like that one now. Okay. So I think that's it for today. Let's get our cards out. Once again, aren't those cute? So quick and simple, but beautiful. I would love to get any of these in the mail. So thanks so much. Make sure to check my blog later today for dimensions and supplies, and you can still order the Inspiring Iris stamp set and the story label punch until May 3rd, while supplies last. They may sell out, so don't wait if you really want those. I suggest you get them soon. All right, thanks everybody for stopping by, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.